Good evening, North Summit fans. Welcome to Friday Night Lights here at North Summit High School, where North Summit Braves will be taking on Altamont this evening at the game. Tonight, not tonight with us, but with us tonight. We've got an English teacher up here. We've got to be careful. Coach Jerry Holmes, honored to have him here with us. Tub Garfield is uh, recovering from some surgery, and we wish Tubby the best and a quick recovery, and hopefully he'll be back soon. But with us tonight, we got Coach Jerry Holmes with us. Coach?
Well, I'm certainly not going to try to replace the talent and skill of Tub Garfield, but I'll do my best, and I send my wishes to him as well. Everybody, along with you and I, love Tub and want the very best for him, and hopefully a speedy recovery and get him back up here in the booth where he belongs.
Yeah, he's doing well. I stopped by and talked to him this week and after surgery, and I thought he looked a lot better right the day after surgery than he had in a while. So good luck, Tub, and we wish you the best. But here tonight, North Summit Braves will be kicking off to Altamont. Who won the coin toss then? Did we or did they?
We won the coin toss and deferred, so we'll get the ball at the start of the second half.
Our kicker for North Summit, Gonzalo Portillo.
He's a good kicker. He's just a sophomore, but uses a little soccer style, and that way he gets a little more leverage to it. So hopefully he'll be a good kicker for us this football season.
Here we go. And kickoff there, and I think it went to about the 35-yard line, and Altamont fumbled it.
Oh, and they got it.
And they did recover. So
they popped one up to third base, and they just about didn't get it. So
I'll bet you that kid's eyes went as big as silver dollars seeing that football, and he saw the end zone.
Yeah, he's a junior, Corbin Arnold. I'm sure that was not the way he pictured this game to start.
They run shotgun. Altamont send a man in motion, and it's a high snap, and it's recovered. Get on it. Recovered by North Summit.
Looks like Balto Martinez got on that ball. He almost had a chance to scoop that up and run it in, but right out of the chutes, that was a bad snap to the quarterback. They were in a little pistol formation, and the center just snapped it over his head.
Well, yeah, I'm sure that ball's a little slippery tonight. We may have a few fumbles.
I think we could. Altamont's quarterback is Riley Foy, and I don't think he's been a quarterback before. He's their speedster. I think they just want to snap it to him and let him try to make some things happen tonight, but not to be on the first play.
And he's only one of 3 seniors, it looks like, on the roster.
Yes.
McMichael behind center takes a snap, jots up the middle, and picks up about a gain of 4.
Little speed option to the right where he pulls out and challenges the end. If the end goes to our pitch man, he cuts it up, which is what he did on that one.
Well, McMichael's got a good couple years behind him. He picked up about halfway through his sophomore year, didn't he, Coach?
He did. He's a 3-year veteran, so certainly high expectations for him and a lot of these other seniors who have good experience. Carson Richens right up off tackle.
There we go.
Dive play up the middle.
Carson's first touch of the year, and runs it in for about a 15-yard run in, Coach.
Yeah. Once again, that's an option where Ryan reads the end, and the end came to him, so he gave it to Carson for a clear path to the end zone.
And once you get Ernie some real estate there, he's pretty quick.
He's tough. He's quick. I'll tell you what, you're going to notice with this team this year is there is a lot of depth, and at a school our size, you just can't replace depth. There are a lot of kids that are going to be able to play. And
the kick is up and good. Nice job there by Portillo. Right through the middle of the upright. So North Summit, opening game here, opening drive, go down and score.
I think our biggest challenge, other than the game tonight, is to avoid lightning.
That's a great point right there.
If lightning hits, then we have to wait 30 minutes. That's the
Is that the
rule? Yep.
And as we know, the last few nights it has been lightning a little bit.
Well-needed moisture.
Yes.
We don't need the electricity to go with it.
In a game like this in the weather, Coach, what are the big things you got to take care of? Or obviously the ball is, but what are some other things for these kids? I mean, they got a lot of adrenaline flowing, first game of the year, and they're just going.
Well, I can tell you, first of all, that field's in great shape, and it handles moisture very well. So I don't think footing's going to be a huge factor. But as you mentioned, the ball will be slick, and they're just going to have to concentrate just a little bit more on taking care of it before anything else.
Get worried about injuries in a situation like this?
Uh, not any more than a typical night where the ground's a little softer. That doesn't lend for that knee buckling
Right.
because the footing might give a little bit. So I don't think there's any danger of that tonight, other than just the regular casualties of a football game.
Well, there we go. We kick off to Altamont. They bring it back out. They run it back out to 25, and they were tackled by about 2 or 3 Braves. I apologize, we didn't have numbers for you, but Altamont again, and their quarterback in the back, shotgun, and he's going to keep it, and it's going to be a loss of about 6 or 7 yards on the play.
That was Balto Martinez on that stop, and you're going to see that a lot tonight, or at least that's their intention, to get the ball right to Foy, number 20. I think they would rather just have him catch the snap and go rather than take the chance of a snap and then a handoff.
Right.
I think he's just gonna play a lot of that tonight. But if that's all they're going to get out of it, they'll have to come up with something else.
Here we go, lining up in the same formation. You call that a shotgun or the pistol, Coach?
It's pistol because it's not as deep. Not as long as a shotgun. It's just the size of a pistol.
There you go. He's going to get a gain of about a yard on the play, Altamont is. And from what I see out there with the players, there's not a whole lot of size, but what I see out there is a lot of quickness with these kids.
Yeah, like I said, there's a lot of depth. And just look at that front four. They're just tall, and they've got leverage, and leverage is important as weight. And you're going to see some pretty good things out of that front
Who do you have
four.
there? You got the Richin twins, and then you got Simister and Wardrop.
Carter Wardrop and
McCall's on there.
Nice job there by Ernie Carson Richins with the deflection on the pass. They go out in a rollout pass and look downfield, and Ernie got his hand on and batted it down. So now we're looking at third and
fourth coming up.
Fourth coming up, I'm sorry. Good thing I got the coach here with me tonight.
McCall Stevens is also on that front four, and you'll see some change up during the game. Number 10 is Case into Forrest. They've just got so much depth there that you'll see a revolving door with that group. Braden and Mason Richins will both see a lot of time there tonight.
Get out of the way. Get out of the way. And Altamont didn't want to touch it, and that looks like about an 8-yard punt.
Nothing worse than a boomerang punt.
No.
It looks great, and then it hits and magnetizes right back to the punter.
Well, and the nice thing is with North Summit there, they ran away from the ball instead of someone trying to pick it up, and especially in this slippery condition, and fumbling it off. So.
Well, I think it looks like we're going to be able to manage the game, but it's important to focus on things like that. Get out of the way so when it's a big game, we don't make a dumb mistake. So. Nice little pass to Cameron Smith there for a first down.
Good job there. This might be a good night to keep working on some things. I know that we should probably, like you say, control the game.
Yeah, game one, you want to be able to have as few mistakes as possible, knowing that you're going to have some, but work on execution. They've had a good JV squad to practice against, so. This is not going to be much different than scrimmage.
Oh, just a little out of the reach of is that Carson DeForest?
Case into Forrest, yeah, and he was just on a short route, but as Ryan swung out there to the left, he gave him the nod to go deep and just about connected. And again, game 4 or 5, that will be a connection.
Yeah,
it takes time to get it all down. You can do all the things you do in the summer, but there's nothing like game-like, and you can't simulate it until you actually play one. Not sure what happened there. Did the ref blow the whistle? Well, we ran option up the middle. Now, one thing you're going to see this year with this squad is typically with triple option, you dive the fullback and read the end, and then if you pull it, the quarterback either keeps it or pitches to the running back. Well, this year you'll see a lot of dive to the fullback, read it. The quarterback may keep it, but rather than pitch it to the running back, he's going to throw it out here to the sideline, which really stretches the defense out.
Yeah.
So I think it's
no cheaters on that. You can't have any cheaters coming in.
No, if that the cornerback cheats in on the dive play, we'll go all day with the pass out to the flat.
Sweet. Also, just bring it to your attention, this is on Deseret News this evening. If you have family members outside of the Colville area, they can go to the internet on the sports page on Deseret News, and it is live there as well. Ernie gets the call up the middle, going to gain about 3 yards.
Yeah, and that was 3 yards on his own. The end read that play correctly and got to him, but through a good effort, Carson gets 3 yards.
I probably should call him by his right name. I've been calling him Ernie for so long. That,
yeah, I didn't even know who Ernie was.
Carson, I'll have to work on that a little bit.
Well, you probably better still say Ernie so that Tub knows who you're talking about.
Oh, nice. Oh, just overthrew him a little bit.
That was Jason Lowe out there in the end zone. Ryan just overthrew him.
Not quite sure if Jason kind of stopped on the route thinking he had it there, and I think he led him a little bit. But like you say, a couple games into the season, and that'll be a well-oiled machine.
Well, and that's a tough play for Ryan because he's left-handed and he was rolling out to the right. It's tough to throw opposite of the way you're running, so that'll come.
3rd down and about 7. McMichael to Carson right up the middle again, gets touched once and runs in the end zone. Carson with 2 touchdowns early in the game tonight.
Well, it's the same play they scored on before, and the end is choosing to take the quarterback, which is probably an assignment from the coaches, but somebody's got to be responsible for the fullback.
Or we'll be doing that a few times tonight.
I think.
You're welcome. And if you need another one, you're fine. I ended up shaving my head because I couldn't eat just one. So, North Summit off to a quick start, 13-0, with 7:44 left to go in the first. Good start for North Summit this year. This will be a good win to get under them, and well, I guess it's not over with yet. We still got a lot of football to play.
A lot of football, but I think it many times it becomes obvious early, and so the thing you have to fight against is becoming sloppy and getting too complacent. I'm hoping tonight will be a chance for a lot of
JV.
Yep. That this is the endowment game, and so they don't allow a freshman or JV game on this first week. It's just varsity only, and so if some of those younger guys can get a little playing time tonight, that's just bonus for them for coming out and working hard and
getting a little varsity time.
Get a little varsity time. Most of these young guys, their job is to try to make the varsity better, and that means you're on the meat squad, and that's not always fun.
And you're getting hit a few times.
That's right.
Here we go. Fake reverse. The guy keeps it going on the right side, and he's breaking a few tackles. Finally brought down there by number 30, Abel Portillo.
Well, this will be their best field position by far for Altamont. Looks like about the 36, 35.
What is their mascot?
They're the Longhorns.
The Longhorns.
Yeah, their helmet decals just like Texas. Not quite as big, but
just as fancy.
Yeah. Quarterback right up the middle. That might be their best play tonight. You snap it to him. He's their best player. Let him try to find an opening.
Well, they lost quite a few seniors. I mean, they had a big senior group last year, didn't they?
Yeah,
Altamont did.
And as you've already mentioned, very, very few seniors, and I've always said you just can't be successful without seniors.
Yeah.
It's real tough for even a good junior class to carry the whole load.
He fumbled the snap. He gets away from one tackle, and there's going to be a horse collar, it looks like.
Yeah, see there again, it's guys wanting to get in on the play, and you can't fault them for being aggressive. So it was either a horse collar or a face mask. Either way,
Yeah.
not good for us.
First down.
I didn't see the call. Was it horse collar?
I think they just
Kelly, was that a horse collar?
They called a personal foul or something. I don't know if they.
Yeah, it's a personal foul. I just don't know if it was a face mask or.
I didn't see him make the horse collar or the face mask. Nice. Jumping in there, number 44 with the first hit. Logan Rex.
Looks like Mason Richens also in on that. Dominique Stansfield was the running back.
Logan Rex, a sophomore, huh?
Yeah, he and the corner over on the far side is Tristan Wolstenhume. He's a sophomore as well, and there are a lot of juniors in there. So it's a good mix of classes.
Oh, another face mask.
The defensive line penetration was just unbelievable, but it almost played to our disadvantage because we almost overran the play, and the only thing to hold on to right there was a face mask.
So they're marching down the field.
Here's what, as they watch the film this weekend, this will be, even though we're probably going to win this game, this will be one of the frustrations that we allowed them across the 50, not on what Altamont did, but what we did.
Right, our errors.
Yeah.
That's what we got to clean up. Altamont had to run about 25 yards up to the ball here. Sends a man in motion. Hands off.
Good swarming defense.
Gain of about a yard.
Cameron Smith, Carson came in on that, Jason Lowe, Carter Wardrop. Speaking of mistakes, a coach would never admit this, and I can admit it now that my career's over, but you don't mind mistakes in week 1 and 2 because if they play to almost perfection the first 2 weeks, then what do you work on?
Yeah, exactly.
You want to have some things to really improve on. And Braden was in there so quickly. I'm not sure anybody even blocked him on that one. Or is that Mason? Is that Mason? Mason Richens was almost untouched. And again, it's leverage with quickness. The guy is tall, but he is quick. And McCall Stevens wasn't too far behind him.
And I think the guy was about 5 yards ahead of him, and his arms just reached out and grabbed him. That guy can tie his shoelaces without bending over.
He has a wingspan, he and his brother. They're going to be fun to watch this season and next.
Quarterback, he decides to keep it. Going to get hit at the line of scrimmage.
McCall Stevens sat out a year, decided not to play last year, and I think it wasn't too far into the season when he realized it was a mistake. So he's back, and he's a Cowboy. He's a tough kid, so I think they'll get some mileage out of him this year.
Going to bring up 4th and about 8. And they elected to punt. Nice kick. Into the end zone.
Good decision by Cameron Smith to let that one go.
Isn't it, wasn't I talking to you at one time, and there was a coach that didn't even put a receiver back on the punts?
No, there's a team in Arkansas, they never punt.
Oh, they never punt.
They don't do anything with special teams. When they kick off, they onside kick. They don't punt. They go for it no matter what. They don't kick extra points. They don't kick field goals. He says, we've got to trust our defense.
The odds.
Yeah. And so rather than having 3 downs every series, they have 4 downs. So they know they're going
get a first,
for it.
Yeah, they know they're going for it.
Yep.
That pass was intended to number 32, Corbin Roof. I think he had.
Got spun around a little bit.
Yeah.
Didn't know who was coming. Didn't have very good view of the field around him. Having said that about the Arkansas coach, I'll point out that they're a very good team, so you can get away with it. If you're not a very good team, that's not a very good philosophy.
You're not going to capitalize very much on it.
No.
Ball handed up the middle to Carson. He's only going to gain about a yard. It's going to bring up 3rd and 9. 4:20 left to go in the first quarter.
I think they're going to go their full house backfield right here. I noticed Tristan Wolstenhume went into the game. He's a little sophomore that is going to be tough. Oh, they're going to put him out here to a slot.
Oh, nice move.
Ryan pulled it from the fullback and had a pretty good opening around that right end.
Did a nice little juke and picked up a couple, about an extra yard on the play. They're going to they're going to get a first down. Ball spotted on the 30-yard line. Pass play coming up, Coach.
Yep.
Nice. Cameron Smith with the catch. Nice throw. Had to wait for it just a little bit.
It was a little short.
Hit him on the run with that, and could have been gone.
Yeah, he'd still be going. I think there again, the slickness of the ball. It is raining right now. Could have been a factor in the depth of that pass, but Cameron did a nice job of holding up and getting where he needed to be to catch that ball.
Right. Up the middle to Carson. Carson, you're not going to catch him. There's 3. Kid just did a hat trick in the first quarter.
Yes, he did. That time we had 2 backs in the backfield, and it's still another option play. It's just a different angle toward the off tackle, and again, the ends are choosing to defend the quarterback rather than the fullback, and they just don't have anybody else assigned, and so we're doing a good job of blocking everybody but the option man, which you're not supposed to block. So hand it not just to Carson, but to those linemen up front who get the job done.
Creating the hole.
I think that's good. That's a line drive to short right there, and it went over.
On a quick hop.
That cleared the bar by 3 inches.
Well, we'll take a timeout here for just a minute and be back. We'll let us rest our ears for a minute. We'll be right back for the kickoff. All right, we're back for the kickoff. 3:02 left to go in the first. Nice high kickoff, filled it at about the 20, and they're going to do another face mask.
Jace Herschel did a nice job of containing the end. He wasn't going to allow him around, but he had to go to the face mask to get to the guy. And again, another penalty. So as you prepare for next week, that will be one of the points of emphasis. We've got to stay off the face mask.
So what do? Do you start focusing on lower tackles,
Yeah.
basically,
Yep.
hitting in the middle, going for the legs?
Right. Break down a little bit. And again, it's hard for especially our guys up front because they're so much taller.
Right.
You know, for them to get down low, that puts them still about at the face mask level. So it's tough. But if they're working hard and scrambling, it's just hard to get after them.
1st and 10. Ball is lost on the snap, recovered by North Summit on the 40-yard line.
It's like Jason Lowe on the recovery.
Number 53 for Altamont was just standing there, and he got clocked. I think they knocked some cobwebs out of that helmet.
He acted like he didn't know the ball was on the ground.
Does the high school have a clock rule once you're up by X amount of points?
I think 35.
35 and the clock rolls.
Then they run it. They'll stop it for certain things, but as soon as they set the ball, they'll run it again. So it will speed up, and I'm anticipating that it could be before the first half.
Right. Who was that? Number 35.
Jason Lowe.
Jason Lowe did a good job falling forward, picking up an extra yard.
Rain's picking up a little bit, Eric.
Can you feel it on your head?
Nope. This is the best part about announcing.
Nice and dry. The window, we just need a squeegee every once in a while.
Yep. Diane.
McMichael behind center, takes a snap, cuts up the middle. Decides to go with it. He gets around the corner, gets tackled at about the 18-yard line.
The best thing about that play, Eric, was Carson was the pitch man, but it became obvious that Ryan was going to keep it. So rather than just stay behind him to hope for a pitch, he got out in front of him and became his lead blocker. So that's unselfishness right there.
So it's 1st and 10, ball on about the 19-yard line. McMichael behind the center. One lone back, hands off. No, he doesn't. Oh!
He kept it, and then again, it's the toss out to the wide out. It was Case into Forrest, and I think the ball is getting a little slick.
The squeegee man.
Yeah, we're going to have some trouble if this rain continues. I won't be able to see out this window. We'd hate for the equipment to get wet, so we can't open the window.
Yeah, that's right. My hair gets wet, and I'm in trouble. Michael back for a pass. Oh, just overthrows him.
Just got away from him again. I think the ball's getting slick.
That's a nice quick out there.
The one thing I can remember about Tubb announcing was Marla was always on him for not announcing the score and the time left enough, so I guess we better do that.
I know. Marla will start texting us.
Yeah, 21-0 for the Braves with 1:34 left in the first quarter.
Tubb, that's for you right there, buddy. Rain's still coming down pretty good.
Got trips to the right. Swing pass to Cameron Smith. Could go.
Nice tackle there by Altamont. It looks like he is going to pick up the first down.
Cameron was the inside receiver of those three out there, and he just swung out to the sideline, and Ryan did a nice job of getting him the ball, but Altamont did a good job of closing in on him.
Michael, pretty tall quarterback as well. What is he, about 6'2", 6'1",
Yeah,
6'2"?
I'd say between 6'1" and 6'2". Yeah, good size. And you have to be with that line.
Yeah.
Other than the center, you got to have some height to see over those guys. That's why we roll out quite a bit.
What are those? What are those twins, Kel? Are they 6'4", 6'5"?
Yeah, and they're all trying to be 6'7". I don't see them I don't see any of them shaving yet. So
They're all knocking on the door. That'll be fun when basketball comes around too.
yep.
You can't teach height, can you, Coach?
Nope. Nice to have. That last play was another option to the left, and we gave it to Carson, and Altamont did a pretty good job of getting somebody on him. They might start to figure it out. Now we're in split backs.
Ooh. Oh, and he breaks it. Good job, McMichael.
I'm not sure how that happened because the guy had him around the waist, and
all he had to do was pretty much drop.
I don't know if he thought the whistle blew. It was flag football.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's probably used to what happens in practice. Don't take the quarterback to the ground.
You're probably right. There's probably a lot of truth to that right there.
A lot of rotation with the offense, which is good. And as I said earlier, we've got a lot of depth. And as the season goes on, you can't avoid a few injuries. And we're going to be in pretty good shape with the depth factor. Good hard run by Ryan. It was a speed option, and he chose to keep it.
Going to be 4th and inches. What are you going to do here, Coach? Kick it?
Well,
they take a timeout? That's the quarter.
In a regular game, I think you'd for sure go for it because you're down there, and your offense at this point of the season is always better than your kicking game. But where it's already 21-0, maybe they'll want to practice a field goal. I don't know. I think they'll probably go for it, but.
Well, and it kind of builds your confidence as well because, in the end of the season, you're in a situation like that. I mean, again, this is practice as well, too.
Right.
I mean, preseason, you're getting ready, so.
Right. I think you try to do what you do in a big game, and I know if it were a big game, he'd go for it, so that's probably what they'll do.
So who we got this year helping Coach Devin Smith coach? We got Breyer?
No, Breyer couldn't come back this year. He's a boss at Smith, so.
He's a big boy.
Yeah, Drew Robinson, he finished at Arizona and moved back home, and so we got him on the staff. Colby Horton, he and Jesse Chappell will be our JV coaches, and then Coach Marcus Johnson and Brady Vernon will be the freshman coaches. So it's a good staff, and I'm excited for them. We're in for a good season. I don't know when the last time South Summit and North Summit were ranked number 1 and 2.
Probably been a while.
State. And I don't know that they've ever played in a state championship, and we're surely a long ways from that. But it's fun to dream. In football,
we beat them twice during the year, and they beat us.
So I'm getting the information that it has happened before, and South Summit won. So maybe this is the revenge year.
Back in '79 too. I mean, that goes way back.
For you and me, that's not a very long time ago. But for these kids, they don't even know what 1979 is. That's certainly pre-computer.
Pre-computer, but we were strong in the disco era, weren't we?
Yeah. The bell-bottom jeans.
Oh, the wide ties.
Carson gets his 4th touchdown of the night,
Holy
by the way.
Smokes. Sorry we missed that. And the kick again. He's doing well on kicking.
Yeah.
They're straight down the middle.
That will be a good asset as we get going down
How
the road.
How far out can he go?
I'm not sure.
I guess we'll find out soon enough.
I've only seen one practice, and kicking was not part of the agenda that night, so I'm not sure.
So 4 seconds into the second quarter, North Summit takes the lead, 28-0.
This is a tough spot for a coach because
you keep your starters. That's what I was just wondering. You keep your starters in. Do you start putting the JV in now, or do you do it after the first half?
Yeah, I think you gotta give the older guys a chance to. I mean, it's their time.
Do you keep in the back of your mind that rule where the clock rolls? I mean, do you really want to go up 35,
exactly.
or do you want to? I mean, with the rain and everything, it could be, but you get more practice
exactly.
if you're keeping it under the 35.
Yeah, and yet with boys that you've told to hustle and work hard, it's pretty hard to control the score that way. So I think they'll probably play full out the first half and then have to make some decisions.
Helmet comes off. What's the rule on that, Coach?
Got to come out.
One play?
Yep, one play. Unless you want to call a timeout to keep him in.
Timeout will keep him in.
It will. You got to be a stud to require a timeout. There aren't many guys that we can't do without for one play. Those timeouts are pretty valuable.
It depends on what point of the game, I guess,
yeah,
right?
It does.
Nice penetration there by the defense, getting through the line.
Boy, they're just finding a way to just swarm the football. I think it was another fumble, and it's our ball.
Did we see who recovered that?
I think Cason DeForest got it, but there was certainly a pile up with a lot of purple jerseys before that happened. I can tell you that because of the situation we're in, Coach Smith was almost hoping that they got that fumble.
Yeah, absolutely.
It just makes it
gets
hard
to that
on
point.
him. Yep.
Now your boy Devin helped last year, Coach, did he not?
A couple years ago.
2 years ago.
Well, no, actually before he, so it was the year after he graduated. He hasn't helped since.
Oh, he hasn't helped since he's been back. I thought he was on.
No, he's been pretty busy with school, so there's always guys that are willing to help, though.
Yeah.
That's the first sack of the night. Altamont does a pretty good job of penetrating the line, and again, it's easy to start getting complacent when you're up 28-0 early into the second period. So,
what do we have? A holding call?
I'm not sure. We certainly don't want to let down for them, and we don't want to make unnecessary mistakes. It's great to be a gentleman, but don't lower your standards.
So there was a holding play. They declined it because of the sack or because of the loss of yards, and it's going to be second and about 14. Ball handed off to Carson. Gets tripped up at about the 31, 32-yard line.
It's good.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we're just admiring that we resurfaced the track for next spring, and they've put a new surface on it and restriped, and it looks
good.
Looks awfully bright and brilliant tonight.
For something for the 7 year, isn't it? 7-year girls track.
I lost track.
I think
hate
it is
to be arrogant about it.
5 or 6.
Yeah, it's at least 6.
6 years. Strong program.
Yep.
Ball handed off there to
Jason Lowe.
Jason Lowe, the bus. Speaking of track, I think he ran the 400 pretty well this year.
Yeah, he did.
And as Coach Holmes mentioned earlier, the field is looking pristine. It's in great shape.
It is.
It really is. And
yeah, they've done a nice job with it, and then it didn't hurt to have all this rain the last few days.
No, the sprinklers, I think people have been able to shut the sprinklers off
Yeah.
for the last 10, 15 days.
It's been good.
McMichael under center. Hands off to Jason.
I think he fell forward for the first down. Maybe not. No, I think we're going to be short. What we've seen so far with the option is the end is not taking the fullback, so it's almost guaranteed that next week against Duchesne, that will be one of their focuses. So Carson may not get as many carries next week because Ryan will be pulling it.
Right.
That end will be caving in on him, on Carson. So each week becomes a different game, and coaches defend this option a little bit differently each week. And
now Duchesne's got a new appearance too. They lost a lot of players as well.
They lost a lot of players. I watched a little of their game on K-Jazz. They played Layton Christian last night or yesterday afternoon and won, but I think they're beatable. but they've got a lot of tradition, and sometimes tradition wins you games that maybe you
Yep.
don't or shouldn't.
So is it there?
It's there, so that gives them the advantage there too. But be fun for our kids to go try and end that streak.
Doesn't that field go uphill both directions?
It's a new field, so it's a new field. They have 48 wins, which is the fourth longest winning streak currently in the country.
Really?
Yeah. So
wow.
It's quite a thing for their program. The defense just swarms the quarterback again. Looks like we fell on the ball again. I think Kaysen just picked up his second fumble.
So with 9:16 left to go in the first half, Braves recover the fumble and it'll be 1st and 10. That's almost like that football movie coming out, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, and that's about a team that had a huge streak. I mean, I think over 100 games, and the pressure that comes with trying to live up to that. And I think it's a great story because I think there's a death, and it makes them realize that streak isn't even close to as important as life.
Right, as life
so
is.
A lot of good lessons there.
McMichael under center, lone back. Hands off to Ernie, to Carson. Oh, he didn't. McMichael kept it.
Kept it. They had him in the backfield, but he somehow broke out. I think he's got grease on his jersey. That's twice now he's broken out of one that didn't think he would, but it was a good, hard run.
This is your national listener. You're one guy out of the national circuit. Wayne Order one lady did a fine job. That's our one national listener.
One national.
We have one person listening nationally.
We appreciate the kudos.
Lane Wardrop, we wish you were here. Carter's doing a great job.
Ernie up the middle. He cuts to the left, and he tries to get through a couple defenders.
Bounces to about the 2
inch
or 3.
line.
Yeah, I'm not sure where he landed after 2 or 3 bounces.
I think he's got a strength in his hair, is what I've been telling that kid.
The hair.
Yeah, longer the hair, the stronger he is, the faster he is.
Well, I guess if Mom and Dad are okay with that, I am.
I am too. I told him to get a flat top for basketball, though.
Like the way that offensive line sprints up to the ball. It tells that defense they're still wanting to play football, and it's a little intimidating.
Yeah.
Pitch out to Tristan Wolstenhume, and he goes in for the touchdown. That's the first touchdown tonight that hasn't belonged to Carson Richens. So I think Coach Smith is trying to
spread the wealth.
Spread the love. So now we'll find out if 35 is that magic number or if you have to be over 35. Yeah. I don't remember for sure.
Oh.
Either way, it didn't happen.
Got blocked.
So maybe that's a good thing for those who want this game to go longer. I don't think it's the people in the stands. It might be the coaching staff that would like the extra minutes, but.
You know what? When you got a kid out there playing.
Makes it a little easier to watch.
Yeah, there's no, rain ain't gonna.
No.
Not gonna send you home.
No. And it's mini clinic night, so we're going to have a lot of people here watching their little girls drill and cheer. So we know how to sell tickets.
There you go, Coach has got a minor in marketing. Here we go, kickoff. Nice kick there.
Each kick gets just a little farther. I think the confidence is already building. There's Tristan right down there to make the tackle. That's just good hustle right there.
So that was fielded on the 10, tackled on about the 10 or the 11. It'll be first down for the Longhorns.
7:52 to play in the first half, 34-0 for the Braves.
Diane, you thought those peanut butter were good. You better try that triple chocolate. I usually have one here, but Tub usually takes care of it for me.
Typically, what happened is you'd go out to watch your daughter do drill team, and then
And my burger would be gone.
your burger would be gone. There again, the defense swarming. It's hard to tell who's all making tackles because there are 5 and 6 guys in on the play.
You know, if Tub's listening, Tub, we got a burger right here for you. We can get that through an IV. Trust me.
What about popcorn?
Popcorn, we'll get that through an IV too.
Like to shake that popcorn.
Talking about Tub shaking his popcorn.
We've got a whole new defensive front.
Oh, there you go.
So they're already starting to put some guys in the game, which is good. And again, it's guys that can play varsity. This is just an example of the depth that we have.
Well, and you give some of these guys confidence, you know, because you never know when something unfortunate happens with an injury, and knowing that you have the depth that you really won't miss a beat by sending one of these younger kids in.
Yep.
And that's big.
The other thing that depth does is it gives you better practices because your offense is going against a better defense and vice versa, and it just makes for more competition and just a better practice.
Well, and and if you've got the starting position, you better be on your toes because you might lose it.
Exactly.
Altamont drops back to pass over the middle, gets intercepted. There's going to be pass interference, though, I believe. Carson's going for. Was that Carson?
Yeah,
I think
it was, but it's all for naught. I think we interfered the guy before.
Little push in the back.
Yeah, Jason came up holding his shoulder on that. Do we have instant replay?
This is behind, yeah.
It's pretty hard to have calls go your way when you're up 34-0 in the first half. Those referees they have a heart too, and they want to be honest, but they're going to help the underdog.
Maybe that's what we got to get here, Coach. Big jumbotron down there. We can show some instant replays on. Is that in the budget?
Let the fans boo and cheer. Yeah, I wish it were in the budget. It looked like a pretty good play on the ball, but once again,
you're down 34. You're not going to get the. It's going to go the other direction.
Yeah, and the Altamont coaches are grateful, which I appreciate.
Quarterback keep right up the middle, gain of about a yard, maybe yard and a half. Yeah, what number is Jace, Bert?
He's number 17. There are 2 Jace Richens.
Oh, yeah, you got Jace Homer. Brian Jen's boy.
Okay.
And then Burton.
All right.
Or they call him Home Slice.
Good tackle in there by Jace Richens. Got the Rich coaching staff with us tonight. Some of them. Rich is the only school in the state that is not playing this week.
Really?
They chose not to play an endowment game, and so they're saving their energy for next week.
Don't want to give any secrets away.
I had the privilege of challenging the Rich football staff and their athletic director, Scott Ferguson, to the ALS ice bucket challenge. So they took that last night, and I took it the night before.
There's another face mask.
That was Braden Richens on the tackle, but once again,
you're going to have to get him some mitts with no fingers.
They get in the face mask before they realize where they're at.
Yeah, they're at a disadvantage because of their height, I think. But
4, 6, 5, they get out there.
once again, they're hustling, and so you can live with it.
Is that Torch? 72 Torch?
No, that's Holden Jones, I think.
Holden Jones.
Holden's been hurt a little bit. Nice to see him back in a uniform. I went to practice for a few minutes on Wednesday, and he was in his street clothes.
4 minutes left to go in the first half. 1st and 10 for the Longhorns. And here comes someone from the back. Not going to catch him. Ernie's going to run him out of bounds. Going to gain of about 2 or 3 yards on the play.
Cameron Smith, Carson Richens, and a host of others on that pursuit. Braden Richens coming clear from the other side, just right on his tail. So good pursuit by North Summit. .319 remaining in the first half.
Nice run there by Altamont.
Good solid off-tackle play. Somebody's holding their arm out there. I can't tell who it is, but I think it's Corbin Roof.
Oh.
I don't know if that's an elbow or a shoulder.
Number 44, Logan Rex, going in for Corbin.
I think he's holding his bicep, but I can't tell whether it's a shoulder or not. Fullback up the middle, or is a quarterback for a first down.
Is it the shoulder or is it the...
I think so.
Altamont picking up a first and 10, ball on the 48-yard line. 49-yard line. Quarterback keeps it. He's going to get hit by about 4 guys. What do we have here?
I didn't see anything illegal there, but boy, what a good pursuit by the defense. 3 and 4 and 5 guys hitting him on
at the line of scrimmage.
Different times. Personal foul. Hit with the helmet, which is a big emphasis. You can't lead with the helmet. Trying to prevent concussions and need to tackle with the pads and not the helmet. Which is hard to do. That's handoff up the middle. Good pursuit by the defense again. That front four is doing a good job of fighting off the first block and standing their ground.
Minute 35 left to go in the first half. Altamont probably just hoping they can hold on to the ball.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see them. They've made a few first downs, and that helps their confidence. Obviously, a lot of young guys out there.
I mean, you'd almost like to see him score, but here we go, pick off.
Luke Kiesel on the interception. Played the ball real well. Broke on it just perfectly as the ball was thrown.
It was almost lower than what he jumped for. He bubbled that. He was like, is it that low?
Yeah, he misjudged the height of it, that's for sure.
But give him credit. He held on to that slippery, wet ball and able to pick up, 10 yards, 15 yards?
Yep. I can tell you now, with the minute 14 in the second quarter, if we score, it'll be not because Coach Smith called a play to score. It'll be because we break one. Ryan sacked.
Loss of about 8 yards on the play. Altamont getting through the line, and McMichael rolling out to the right.
Maybe he is trying to score. I miscalled that one. I thought we might just run it up the middle to get to halftime, but I guess we'll see.
At halftime, as Coach mentioned, we do have the mini cheer camp going on. We'll have a lot of little girls out here learning what cheerleading's all about.
I imagine they're freezing to death down on that end.
All the time mother spent on the hair.
Right. Carter Wardrop in motion and leads the block for Carson up the sideline.
Ooh, goes out of bounds. Carson is getting a lot of good lead blocks, helping him out, and give credit to them.
Sign of a good fast running back is you have to have the patience to not outrun your blockers. You have
Right.
to show patience, let them take care of business, and then break it and go.
You know, in a few years back when you were on that run with that team for the state championships all the time, but they had a lot of that same thing like you talked about. I remember they'd sit and
Yep.
wait,
Yep,
and then bust
and
it
go.
and
Yep.
go.
Yeah, there's more to it than just sprinting to the sideline. You got to wait for things to develop. Ryan on the run again. Boy, Altamont's bringing the heat all of a sudden. That'll give the coaches something to watch on film.
14 seconds left to go in the first half. Don't know if they'll get another playoff or not.
I don't think so.
No. 5 seconds.
And now the toughest part of the night for the head coach. What do you say at halftime? That's a
Get a
long
drink of water.
halftime. Get a drink. Let's stay focused. And
Oh.
you have to lie a little bit and say they might come back on us.
Got to do what you got to do.
Do what you have to do.
But at the end of the first half, North Summit leading the Altamont Longhorns with a score of 35-0. We will be back for the second half. The camera will probably stay on the mini cheer camp, and but we will be back for the kickoff of the second half.
Are we on, Eric?
We are now. Welcome back. North Summit High School, Friday Night Lights here, where North Summit Braves lead the Altamont Longhorns with a score of 34-0. Altamont will be kicking off to North Summit.
The rain's still coming hard. It's an onside kick or a squib at least.
Doing a good job. There we go, waiting for the blockers like we talked about.
That's Jace Herzl with the ball, but looks like we may have blocked somebody in the back.
Again, another penalty hurting you. We should have had a squeegee out here for halftime on our window there, Coach.
It's hard to see the numbers. Kelly, who's our cameraman? The guy fighting the weather upstairs. Oh, that's Angie. Oh, good.
So it's going to be 1st and 10 with the ball on the 26, 27-yard line for the North Summit Braves.
Going to go to a different offense. It's the old traditional full house backfield. It's like we jumped.
And the starting lineup, it looks like, still in. What do you do? Run them until you score again, basically?
Yeah, and then you start to trickle the boys in, and they just barely got their raincoats on, but I don't think they're going to have them on very long because they're going to get to play tonight. They're old. Kelly, I think you wore those raincoats.
They're not that old then, right, Kel? Here we go. Ball ran up the middle. Going to gain about a yard.
Kristen Wolstenhume on the carry.
It's going to bring up 2nd down and about 12. Your view just got nice and clear.
I have to. Can't see. Ryan's changing the play. Saw something that he liked better. Looks like we jumped again. Line jumped. Well, again, it's first game of the season, and when you're up this far, it's hard to maintain your focus. So that's what they need to.
But it's a good learning experience for them as well.
And I'm sure Coach Smith right now during this timeout is telling them that thing. Listen, you got to stay focused. But he knows it's game one, and those things happen.
Again, we thank all the fans, especially the ones that are hanging out for the weather. I think we lost a little bit to the mini cheers. I think they had to get home to get those little girls warmed up a little bit.
Yeah, I think so. Well, hopefully we have a lot of our folks watching on Channel 38. I know some of our older citizens appreciate Channel 38 and all West's
making this possible.
And we didn't get a list of our sponsors, but we have a lot of brave backers that I'm sure you guys will be announcing throughout the
Some big hitters.
Yeah. We thank everybody who supports our athletic programs and our academic programs as well.
Make everything possible up here at North Summit High School for these kids. That's what it's all about anyway. Ball handed off, going up the right side. Gain of about 6 yards on the play.
It's Carson Richens. Carson had 4 touchdowns in the first half. Raj told me about 114 yards, if I'm not mistaken.
In the first half.
In the first half. That's a good evening for 4 quarters, let alone 2.
It's going to bring up 3rd and 10 for a first down. And they hand it up right up the middle to Carson. You give him some room, and he could be.
Yeah, number one for Altamont did a great job of.
So if his helmet comes off like that out of bounds,
Yeah, he's
does
got
he
to
still
come
have
out.
to? There
Yep,
he goes, and he
he's gotta
did.
come out. Brady Farnsworth for Altamont pursued well on the angle. He knew he wasn't as fast as Carson, so he angled him and just got a push on him to get him out of bounds. Baltazar Martinez checks in for Carter Wardrop.
Michael takes a snap, drops back to pass, little dump play into Case and DeForest, completed, not completed, completed.
Yeah, they're going to give it to him, and I think he dropped it after he hit the ground, so the ground can't cause a fumble. So a nice reception to Case and DeForest.
That about a 20-yard pickup.
Yep.
Just give us a holler, Kel, if we're getting your computer equipment. Hands off up the middle.
Tristan Wolstenhume for another first down. Good little running back, sophomore. He's going to be a good one. I haven't seen. Do we know anything on Corbin Roof? He came out with a hurt shoulder. They've got their coats on, so I can't
make
find
out the
him
numbers.
right now. Corbin had a tough beginning of the season. He had his wisdom teeth pulled or an abscess tooth. I can't remember which, but he lost about 12 pounds before he could start eating again.
That size, that's tough to lose. I mean, that's
that's
a lot of weight to lose at that
well,
size.
He's worked hard in the weight room to get some weight on, and then gets the bad luck to have a mouth problem.
Good drive here for North Summit. Another offsides.
Jumped again.
It's going to bring up second down and 10 again for first down. 8:10 left to go in the third quarter. Wishbone formation.
Tristan Wolstenhume could go the distance. Oh, and he trips up and falls to the 1.5.
He saw that line, and he was trying all he could to keep his balance.
Carson was the fullback on that play, and he led him through. The line did a great job of creating a hole, and there was one guy left to block, and Carson took care of him, but a few blades of grass. A little long.
Little momentum going.
Yeah.
A little too much leaning forward there.
Tristan could smell that end zone. Maybe he'll get it this time. Ryan with the quarterback sneak, and he's in for 6, which puts us at 40 now, Eric. The clock will run.
He's staying down on that side. He's staying down.
Didn't give it to him.
Really?
So I jumped the gun.
Clock's still running.
We're still 34. The clock is running.
And it now is second down and inches. Second down about a half a yard, if that.
Yeah, it's certainly inside the 1-yard line. I'm sure they'll sneak it again. Dropped it. We still didn't get in.
I just heard Paul James back here.
Somebody giving you some statistics?
No, he jumped on the play a little bit, I think, Coach.
I'll quit calling plays. My career's over. I understand that.
No, you're doing fine. You're doing a great job, Coach. Don't let the cackles get to you.
Well, it's just part of the business. You got to take the criticism.
You're tough skinned.
chaos as they come up. Quick pitch out to Carson, and he gets in for the touchdown for his 5th of the night. Now it's 40-0, and Gonzalo will come in and try to make it 41. Kick is up, and it's no good. But the score. Oh, the score. 40-0. That's the famous way of presenting the score. The Wyoming Cowboy play-by-play announcer. That's how he does it. The few times they are ahead.
Oh, the score.
The score. Oh, the score. What's his name? Dave Walsh, famous voice of the Wyoming Cowboys. And I know that interests nobody in our listening area. I get that. The rain continues. The rain has probably been the most consistent thing of the night. We've had it from beginning to end.
And it doesn't look like it's going to let up.
No, I don't think so. A lot of farmers and ranchers trying to get some hay put up. They're not thinking this is that great.
I'm growing a 3rd crop right now. My problem is I don't think we're going to have enough dry enough days to dry it out.
That's true. Flag on the play as Altamont runs a reverse on the kickoff.
Still varsity in.
I believe they'll get one series on defense, and then they'll start moving them out. Penalty on Altamont, which pushes them back to about the 13.5 yard line. Tough on a young team who's trying to work out some things for their game next week.
Who do they have, you know?
I don't. You just have to hope they can gain something out of this game and be better next week. Quarterback's a good little player. Good run for about 8 yards there. Off tackle. Make that 7. Case and DeForest, Carter Warder for the ends for the Braves. Important position in that 43 defense they run.
Altamont does a good job, picks up the 1st down.
That's a good little running back. In fact, he's not little, he's pretty big. Dominique Stansfield, and he's just a sophomore. We don't have a weight on him, but I'll bet he's close to 200 pounds.
Huh?
Was that not number 45? Well, we just got another text from, in fact, 2 texts. We've got people listening to us tonight.
Really?
One of my former players, Jason Forsgren, just texted me, said he's listening to us. And then somebody from Wyoming.
Oh, you got fans all over the place, Coach.
All the way to Rich, though, with Channel 38, you know.
So I'm not sure who that is, but whoever texted me from the 307 number, text me again with your name and we'll get your name on the air.
It might get you in trouble.
Maybe.
You should know who I am. Be careful with that, Coach.
Penalty on the Longhorns brings up 2nd and 20.
Rain's coming down pretty good here. Handoff, met at the line of scrimmage, driven back a couple yards.
A lot of bodies in there.
Great job, North Summit.
Carter Wardrop, McCall Stevens,
Balthazar.
and Jason Lowe.
Will they call the game?
They won't call it unless the weather would
Pick up more than this.
Yeah, we'd have to have some lightning.
Three minutes left to go in the third quarter. Pitch back.
Cameron Smith, I believe, on that tackle from the cornerback position. Jason Lowe did a nice job of pursuing. He just overran the play and didn't make the tackle for a loss.
Now that first one went for the steal of the ball. Is that, as a coach, you go for that, or you just tell them to get the tackle?
I think you got to go for the tackle first, and
then deal with the ball once you wrap up.
Right, especially in a game like this. We're not trying to necessarily score more, but
just do things right.
Let's do things fundamentally right.
.220 left to go in the third. It's fourth down and long, and Altamont is going to punt. Another penalty. It's going to drive him back. Punter's going to be just about in the end zone.
Fourth and forever. I just got the text on who that Wyoming texter was. One of my great friends from Cokeville, Wyoming, who helped me coach at Rich. He was our defensive coordinator, Stan Thompson. I think what caught his ear was when I said the score.
Oh, the score.
Oh, the score. So I didn't think anybody was listening.
And you did. Look at you go, Coach, bringing them out of the woodwork.
We perked some ears up. So.
Oh, the score.
The Braves will take over on about the 8-yard line, and it's a new crew in there on offense. Braxton Northrup is the quarterback. Oh, Altamont blitz there. It'll take them a minute to get going. They haven't had as many reps as that first team, so this second bunch, they'll get some good experience right here.
Just the whole JV team in here now?
Could be, yeah. I'd almost bet on it, but I can't tell for sure. And the reason
Chris
it's hard
Richards
to tell,
in the backfield there.
Yep. There we go. Fullback up the middle. That's Logan Rex for about 4, maybe 3. That's going to bring up 3rd and 10. Under a minute to go in the third quarter.
And the way it's been going, this could be the last play of the third quarter. Unless they rush one.
Quick pitch out to
Jace Richards.
Oh, was that mud that flipped? It looked
it looked like a ball from here.
That's going to get us to about the 6 or 7. Or I can't see that far with the paints.
Yeah, it's got to be about the 5 almost.
Fourth
maybe
down,
the 6.
Looks like they'll go for it. They're not going to get the playoff before the quarter ends.
And there you go. That's the end of the third quarter with a score of 40-0 for your North Summit Braves. We'll take a timeout here and be right back for the fourth quarter.
they're back.
Here we go. 4th down. Can we punch it in?
Logan Rex still trying to get there, but a swarm of Altamont Longhorns is going to take him to the ground. And they'll turn the ball over to Altamont, which is okay.
Maybe they're not just running the clock.
Oh, I think the clock should, as soon as they set the ball, it should start.
He's not going to set it because of the rain. There we go. Now we call a timeout. He's holding the ball up out of the rain until the line comes out. I don't think he had a defense out there. I think they called for JV defense and they said, "Who? We haven't had a game yet."
Who's on defense? Not who's on first?
Well, I think we're in for not only a good varsity season, I think our JV is going to have that same kind of depth. I know we've got a lot of bodies out for the freshman team. I think they have 30 on the freshman team this year. I don't know a lot about them yet, but I think it's going to be a fun fall with the football program.
Well, and that's nice. It, turn around. It goes in cycles. You have a couple strong years, have a couple slower ones, and rebuilding years. And
this is a great group of kids. They work hard. They get along, and so that
says a lot right there.
it does.
Well, it speaks volumes, and that's where your success comes from.
Yep. We've got nine guys. Here comes a 10th.
He's going to get a sack.
Oh, he got out there just in time to get knocked down.
Oh, that was Wyatt Espel.
He was trying to get there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're still one short.
Maybe we're giving them an advantage.
I'm trying to see what position we're running a 43 defense, but we only have one safety, so we need another safety out there.
Whose fault is that, Coach? Who should be catching that?
Well, it's just
there we go. We got
so
it.
early in the season, like you
yeah,
said.
the kids
who
are
is
so
the JV? Good run by Altamont. Braves swarm him to. It's going to be close to the first down. I think he got it.
Let's see. The JV, they will play next week. They play Duchesne.
They'll play. When
Well,
we
here
play
it is.
Duchesne, it's right before the varsity game.
The 29th.
Yeah, that'll be Friday at 4 o'clock, and then the varsity will follow up at 7 at Duchesne. I'm sure they're watching this game.
And our first game for the freshmen is against Rich right here, huh?
Yep.
$9:50 left to go in the game. Still 40-0.
Personal foul on the defense. I'm not sure what transpired there, but it's going to give Altamont a first down.
That's probably the only negative thing about this game is the yards we've given up on penalties.
Right, and that's something to shoot for next week. Let's clean it up and
give you something to work on in practice.
Yep. If they're going to give Duchesne a run, they can't give up that many yards and penalties.
So we could if we were to beat them, we'd break the record. We'd
break their streak of 48 games. Which,
go in the history books.
Yeah, I guess so. On that end of it, yeah. I will say, when I watched Duchesne play yesterday, they execute well, but the thing that I was probably most impressed with was they interviewed a kid before the game talking about the streak, and he said, there's no more pressure on us than anybody else because everybody wants to win.
Right.
You're always wanting to win one more game, and so I thought he handled it very well.
Huh.
They've got some sharp kids out there, and I congratulate them for what they've done with that program. And, of course, with that congratulations, I hope we can go out there and end that streak. You
had a streak going, if I remember right, Coach.
Yeah,
right?
we did. Yeah, we did, and it's fun. And but
Nerve-wracking?
Nerve-wracking a little bit, but all good things come to an end, and
Enjoy it while you got it,
you do. But they
or
have
you should.
one of the few passes of the night. Overthrows the receiver. He's trying to get it out there to Riley Thacker.
It's going to bring up 3rd and about 7 yards. Just under 8 minutes left to go in the game. Still coming down pretty good.
We've ruined some footballs tonight. They will never experience another game. They might get used in practice, but those balls will never make a game again because they're going to be heavy.
What does a football cost nowadays, Coach?
Oh, they're close to 50, between 35 and 50, depending on what brand you get.
Does the high school have a brand that they have to use, or is it just?
Yeah, the high school activities now uses a Wilson football, so that's what everybody tries to use because when you hit the playoffs, you have to use that. So
Punt's kind of high, going to drop at about the 50-yard line, and that's about where it's going to be marked.
well, let the JV come out and see if they can get some offense going here. This is good little practice for them.
Get a couple first downs and big confidence booster for them.
Yep.
Clock's still rolling, 7 minutes. It'd be nice to see these guys get a score.
Quick pitch out to, what number was that?
43, Rand Pence.
Rand Pence. He's a sophomore. Good-looking athlete, good wrestler. I think he's, as a sophomore, up around 195 pounds.
Wow.
He's going to be a good one, too.
Mom and Dad's food bill goes up at that rate.
Yeah, I hope they keep feeding him. But then wrestling hits, and he probably won't eat.
then you're losing weight.
Lead play to Jace Richards.
Nice job. Keep his feet pumping.
It's a good run.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, my milk bill has gone down quite a bit.
Yeah, with those, when your two boys moved out of the house.
Yeah, it's like getting a raise.
Well, we're under 6 minutes, and you don't like to think about the next opponent, but next week will be an exciting game. And again, Duchesne has a good program. Jerry Cowan and Billy Hoops, who have both been the head coach during this streak.
The whole streak, they've been there.
And they've each been the head coach through part of that, and they do a great job. And
so how many years does that equal out to?
well, they said on KJAZ they hadn't lost a game since 2010.
Wow.
And I think that was to South Summit, they said. But it's quite a thing. I think we were short a man. Oh no, they're going to call offside on Altamont. School started yesterday, and they had a great opening assembly. I was there to watch our student body, and it just looks like a great group of kids who want to have a super year. So we wish them the best for the 101st
101.
school year.
Not only Dalmatians, but we got.
Yep. Last year was the end of a century. Now we begin a new one, and it's a pretty good group to start it with. Broken play there.
Yeah.
Somebody went the wrong way, but that's understandable when you get very few reps during that first couple weeks of practice. It's typically all about the varsity on the first week. They're calling for the varsity punt, and some guys. This is going to be chaos. It looks like a Chinese fire drill right now. I think they got him. There were a lot of coats thrown in the air trying to get off, get out there.
Who's the punter? Is that Ernie or Carson?
It is. You know, there comes a time in a game, especially with the weather like this, that you keep the flag in your pocket. Unless it's going to really affect the play. that had nothing to do with the success or
wasn't going to be a game changer.
No.
By any means. So what do you do each year getting a kicker or punter? You just line everybody up and say kick away?
Yeah, it's just a tryout. Unless you've had one from the year before, you just let them all have a chance, and they all think they can do it.
Right.
Until they try it, and then you find out.
Until the rubber meets the road there, and it's.
Right. Yeah. And it's an important part of the game, and it's probably one of the areas that I was fortunate when we had somebody that had spent the time doing it, but it was also my fault. We didn't spend enough time.
Right. Because it is a pretty critical part of the game.
It is. It's just you can only spend so much time on.
And then you just hope somebody else was willing to go out and do it on their own.
Exactly.
You know, you see some of those paychecks of the punters in the in the big
great
ones.
Job. If you have the guts to catch it and kick it, if you're a punter. Up the middle. Kid
still going. Still going.
Oh! He had a chance to break that one. What's that kid's? Who is that? Did you get a number on him?
Who, 55?
No, that ran that ball.
Oh, no, I didn't see that.
I can't see his number. Those white uniforms aren't quite as clean.
I can't see the longhorn on the side of the helmet. I'm struggling a little bit. I might need to go get some.
It's too little. They need to get a bigger one. But it's there.
Good job there by the defense on that one.
There they did. Number 66 was in on that play. That's Wyatt Espel. I think Curtis Calderwood was also in on that play.
What number's Seawood?
He's 81.
They've been calling him Rambus.
There you go. Chris Richens, Luke Kiesel playing safeties right now. Quarterback sneak. Rand Pence in on that tackle.
Going to gain about 4 yards on the play.
Looks like Jace Richens also in on the play.
We got 2 minutes left in the ball game. And we're going to have to get wet walking to the car, Coach.
I might wait here till it quits. Playoff tackle. Looks like there's a fumble. Not sure who got on it. Looks like Altamont was able to.
I should have known better to make a comment about not being able to see. My sister-in-law over in Camas just sent me, "It's just because you're getting old." I appreciate that.
Well, I'm glad she's listening.
She's older than me, though.
Oh,
She'll be happy to hear that. By 2 weeks, she's older than me, so I always tell her she's the old one.
Well, we're down almost to a minute.
Minute left to go in the game. Altamont, 4th. Ball picks up. Dropped during the snap. Running back was able to pick it up. Hits the line of scrimmage and goes back for about a yard, loss of about a yard.
Now they're trying to get an offense out there and see how that all works out. The clock is running, so probably a good time to take a knee and get us out of here. Yep.
There we go.
victory
Good call,
formation.
Coach.
Yep.
They take a knee, and that will be the last play of the game.
And let me just say one more time, Tub, we want you back. Quicker
Yes.
the better, so we can get the quality of this announcing back up. Get me out of here. But we wish you the best and hope you can get back with us soon.
Absolutely. We miss you, Tub, and quick recovery, hopefully, and we'll see you back soon.
Congratulations to the Braves. Coach Smith, good start. He and his staff doing a great job, and I think we're in for a fun season, Eric.
Big win, and if you got time next Friday night, make the drive out to Duchesne. Be a good ball game, but we appreciate everybody tuning in tonight, and wish everyone a great weekend. Thank you.